Good morning, everyone. When we're on the recovery process, we learn that recovery is possible. We get hope, we get excited, we start to learn that perhaps this is highly unpleasant, not serious. It's all caused by sensitization, it's due to cumulative stress building up over the years. We get excited, we get relief. So that means our sensitization levels can drop a little bit because we have hope, we get excited, we think maybe there's something I can do, maybe recovery is possible. And so it's normal to get excited, to get a bit of relief, but of course, we can't change years of the anxiety habit being formed overnight, even just by watching a video, reading Claire Weeks' book, wherever you get that information from. So this video is all about the layers of recovery and why it's a layered approach, why we can't recover straight away and we shouldn't expect it. Now, it doesn't mean we can't be a lot happier as we go through the recovery journey. So we should make that clear. I've talked about that. It's about getting happy, not necessarily recovering, getting happier, more moments of peace. But we can't expect to recover straight away. Now, it happens in layers because as we form a new habit, we learn one aspect of that new habit. I always talk about, playing tennis. So sorry if that's a boring example, but any sport, any skill that you learn, you do it bit by bit. The coach might tell me that I've got to hold the racket a certain way, swing it a certain way, hit the ball at a certain height, turn my shoulders, get in the right position, get my footwork right. That's about 5 or 6 different elements, which I know intellectually I've got to do. Doesn't mean I can do it straight away. I've got to learn it bit by bit. I've got to practice when the ball comes at me in different situations, when it's windy, when it's sunny, when the sun's in my eyes, I can't possibly expect to get on the court and hit perfect forehands all the time, even though I know what I should do. It's the same with recovery. It's impossible for you to do it perfectly straight away, even though you know what to do. And that's where the frustration can come in. Because, well, I know this, so why can't I stop thinking this way? We think it's just a mindset issue. It's not. It's your body through sensitization, having the old habits, reacting the old ways, because it's not used to. It doesn't have the muscle memory, if you like. All these new habits are awkward. They're new. They take a while to build up. We can't just do it because it's a whole body experience, just like it is learning any new skill. It's why we can't just jump on the tennis court and start hitting perfect winners all the time. It takes practice and we learn bit by bit. That's why it's the layers of recovery. Which layer are you at? We can be doing everything perfectly and have no reward for our practice. So I might start off hitting the ball way over the net, out of the court. Then I start to get it, it's lower, it's a bit more directional, it's a better shot, but it still keeps hitting the net. So the technique's a lot better, I'm holding the grip well, my footwork's better, but I still keep hitting the net, so I don't get any reward for the practice, but I'm still recovering, or I'm still getting better. But I just don't see the reward until suddenly it all seems to work better, the ball goes over a lot easier, everything comes together, all the hard work has paid off. That's why I say hard work is the true success. Sorry, doing it when it's hard is the true success. Getting on a practice court, even when last time it was frustrating, you didn't get many balls over the net, you get back on the court because you know intellectually that this is the way forward. You know it just takes practice, and it's the same with recovery. It's not going to feel good. A lot of the times you'll practice and you'll still feel rubbish. It doesn't mean it's not successful. It just means the reward hasn't come yet, but it will in time. So it's not enough to know it. The relief we get from new knowledge is great, but we've got to translate that into practice over and over and over and over and over and over again. So we're rewiring our mind to coordinate to the new habits of letting it all happen, going loose. Whenever a thought comes up, the fear races, the adrenaline surges. It doesn't feel good, but we know what it is. I know what this is. I've just got to let it happen. I know the ball's coming to me. I don't want to turn my shoulder, but I know I have to because I've learnt that's the right technique. I know intellectually it makes sense, but I've got to start to feel it over and over again. But it's layers. And so, we could be 80% of the way there, gone through 80% of the layers, and we're getting close to getting more and more peace, but it's not happening straight away. So that's why it takes time to form the new habit. The old habits will reassert. So the old ways of standing, doing, being will reassert because it requires a lot of energy to do something new. It's awkward. And so the body will try and pull you back to what it thinks is comfortable. And ironically, anxiety, because it's familiar, is seen as comfortable, even though, of course, it's really difficult, as we know. So as we rewire through the process of neuroplasticity, we expect that the body pushes back. It takes a while to form the new habit, as it does any skill. And we don't always get the results straight away. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean your practice is wrong. It just is practice. You're experimenting, you're going loose, you're getting lost in the thoughts, you're going loose again, you're pulling yourselves back. And yes, it does take energy. We only practice when we feel anxious when symptoms arrive. That's the good news. But yeah, it does take energy to allow the thoughts, to allow the symptoms to arise, to bring your mind back to going loose, to allowing it all to happen in the background as you go loose in the foreground. It does take energy. We want to be clear about that. So it is tiring. That's why we talk about all the different fatigues. It's tiring, but that new habit gets a lot easier. So going loose, allowing the thoughts is tiring at the start because it's a new habit. But just like tennis, it gets easier. Like now I play tennis, I don't have to think about it. It all just happens. Driving a car, it all just happens. I don't have to consciously think about it. It takes very little effort, and that's what recovery is. At the start, the recovery practices take effort because it's new. You've got to activate these new neural pathways that haven't been activated before, allowing going loose. But it gets easier and easier and easier. So what feels frustrating and feels almost impossible at the start becomes a lot easier very quickly. I hope that helps. I just wanted to talk about the layers of recovery just to make it realistic, but also let you know that you're probably having more success than you think. If you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I'm sure, as always, I'll see you again very soon. Take care.